Since the Premier League restart, Manchester United have been the standout club who have hit the ground running, with no team picking up more points than them in that time. After a prolonged period of patience, we've finally had a first glimpse of the chemistry between Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. The pair of them have been a delight to watch in the Reds midfield, in particular the Portuguese Magnifico, Bruno Fernandes. The midfielder has racked up 5 goals and 3 assists in 5 games since the restart. We saw a glimpse of the latest Man United recruit prior to lockdown, winning February Player of the Month. The Portuguese playmaker has been deployed more as a free-roaming number 10, dictating the tempo of the game through the centre of the pitch. He's been the catalyst in ball progression for the Reds, building attacks via longer periods of possession instead of sitting back and looking to punish teams on the counter, what United originally deployed before the coronavirus outbreak. Having a full fit Paul Pogba at your disposal is rather helpful too. The Frenchman has been a crucial addition to Solskjaer's 4-2-3-1 setup in a double pivot next to informed Nemanja Matic. The balance of having both holding midfielders means Matic can take more responsibility of doing the dirty work, so to speak, allowing Pogba to free roam and enhance United's ball progression into the final third. The pair look to be a force to be reckoned with in United's new implemented system. Prior to the COVID-19 outbreak, we saw United start a front three of Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial and Dan James. We saw James deployed on the right-hand side with Rashford on the left, either side of Anthony Martial. There has been a single change on the right with Mason Greenwood forcing his way in. Greenwood has hit the ground running since the resumption. Mason Greenwood has directly been involved in a Premier League goal every 70 minutes since the resumption and every 100 minutes in total. The positions Greenwood takes up on the right-hand side are simply a defender's nightmare. The boy is essentially ambidextrous too. Bruno Fernandes is the only player to have scored more goals than him since the restart. Fernandes is currently sat on 5 since the restart, with Greenwood chipping in with 4. The output from each attacker in United's front line cannot be faulted. The Reds have scored 3 or more goals in the last 4 games in the league. A lot of light has been shone on United's attacking prowess, but what has gone under the radar is the defensive discipline that has been drilled into the back line. With 4 clean sheets in the last 6 encounters, Harry Maguire and co have hardly looked troubled, seemingly more confident than ever with a full-strength midfield ahead of them. With Southampton, Crystal Palace, West Ham and Leicester being the remaining fixtures, it's looking more and more likely that United may edge themselves into the Champions League places, depending on how Frank Lampard's Chelsea and Brendan Rodgers' Leicester get on. In terms of amendments to Manchester United's starting 11, the club should prioritise a new centre-back, a wide man/attacking midfielder, and potentially a replacement for left-back Luke Shaw. Victor Lindelof's unconvincing start at Manchester United has took a turn in recent months, performing very well this campaign. However, we feel that United require a more aggressive, focal point of a defender in Dayot Upamecano. The highly rated 21-year-old has impressed with his performances in the German top flight this season, and the likes of Bayern Munich and Manchester City have accordingly been keeping tabs on the French international. He is right-footed and can also play in central midfield, despite featuring every game he played last campaign at centre-half. The centre-half learned his trade in the Bundesliga with RB Leipzig, where he has played for 2 seasons. Last campaign, he made 22 appearances for RB Leipzig, which helped him secure a top 4 finish. Upamecano's man-mounting stature comes with extremely impressive footwork, ending the last campaign with an 89.9% pass completion. The Frenchman averages 2.14 tackles per 90 along with 1.72 blocks, considerably higher than captain Harry Maguire's 1.18 tackles and 1.12 blocks per 90. If you're a frequent viewer of the Bundesliga and have watched much of RB Leipzig this campaign, you'll most likely agree what a presence Dayot Upamecano is. He's an absolute talisman alongside Konate and Orban, and he'd add a mass amount of physicality to that left-sided centre-half spot for Manchester United. One factor that may hinder a move to Old Trafford is the fact his season was cut short to a knee injury, missing 18 games in the process. Upamecano returned to the squad, however, for the remaining 2 games of the campaign. Arsenal apparently offered RB Leipzig a reasonable offer for Upamecano last summer. Having spent £72 million on Pepe in the same window, it was said that Arsenal offered in the region of £54.7 million for the 21-year-old centre-back. If United were to go after the colossal centre-half, they may have some competition on their hands, as according to L'Equipe, Upamecano's release clause was set at £72.9 million and will be reduced to £54.7 million, the same amount as Arsenal was said to have bid last year. It wouldn't surprise me if the Gunners went in for Upamecano again at the end of this campaign, considering the sheer state of their backline this year. so the United may have some competition if they were to go in for the Leipzig number 5. After appointing Daniel James last summer, the Welshman has struggled to get going since the beginning of the campaign. He had a promising start to the season, scoring 3 and 4 starts. However, the Whiteman has failed to hit the back of the net in the league since Southampton away back in August. He's clocked 7 assists though, sufficing 11 goal contributions in 42 apps in his debut season. Not an awful return for someone who stepped up from the Championship, and he has showed glimpses of potential, particularly when deployed on the left wing with his blistering pace. With Mason Greenwood now emerging as a winger as well, United are starting to develop some real threat in wide areas, despite Greenwood's preferred position being a number 9. United certainly require investment, especially if they were to qualify for the Champions League next season. Talks of Jadon Sancho joining United have been in the air for months now, and the board at United may well sway towards pursuing cheaper alternatives to their number 1 target in the Borussia Dortmund forward. Federico Chiesa would be a fantastic bit of business if United were to go in for the Italian. Chiesa has been heavily linked with the move away from the Stadio Artemio Franchi for the last 2 seasons now. At the age of 22, Chiesa has clocked just short of 140 appearances for Fiorentina first team, along with several years at academy and development level. Capable of playing anywhere along the front line, Chiesa's versatility is an ideal trait as he can be deployed in various systems. The Italian has played just short of 2,194 minutes of football in Serie A this season, adding 11 goal contributions in this period, being 6 goals and 5 assists. In terms of dribbles per 90, we'd expect Federico Chiesa's numbers to be off the charts. However, it's slightly below average, sitting at 5.32. Saying that, the Italian has been deployed more as a striker this campaign, with 19 of his 23 games being played as a number 9. Fiorentina have dropped off quite remarkably over the last couple seasons, finishing 16th in the 18-19 season, as well as currently sitting 13th in the 19-20 season. This drop-off may hinder the chances of withholding major players such as Chiesa. Despite the fact Jadon Sancho's output for Borussia Dortmund is significantly greater than Chiesa's, being 17 goals and 17 assists in 34 apps, the Englishman's price tag would be double Chiesa's if not more. Rumoured to cost around the region of £50 million, Federico Chiesa would be a great addition to Manchester United's squad. Luke Shaw's life at Manchester United has been a bit of a rollercoaster to say the least. Competition with upcoming Brandon Williams has weakened Shaw's spot as a starter more often than not. However, the Englishman has started every game since the resumption. We feel that Rami Bensebaini would be the perfect fit for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's ambitious United lineup. The 25-year-old Algerian has integrated himself into Borussia Mönchengladbach's starting 11, providing power and defence as well as a threat on the overlap. This campaign, Bensebaini has contributed to 5 goals and 2 assists in the league. Having been blessed with many defensive traits, Bensebaini's top characteristics are his heading ability and his ability to deal with 1v1 situations. Mönchengladbach look to utilise his heading ability at any given opportunity. The fact he is 6 foot helps, plus the Algerian initially played as a centre-half before converting to the left flank. So no surprise, he has won over 40 aerial duels this campaign, utilising his height in order to tower over his opposite number. Bensebaini is able to use his presence and power to come for balls in the air with dominance. He poses threat in 1v1 situations too, similarly to United's opposite fullback Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The pair have similar traits in terms of lunging into tackles and coming out on top. Bensebaini has the highest interceptions per 90 minutes for Borussia Mönchengladbach with 2.6. And the stats don't lie, his interception technique is the key factor in helping him defend 1v1s. We feel that Bensebaini has been slept on this season and that he is one of the most exciting defensive prospects in Europe. His authoritative approach to 1v1s as well as dominance in the air means that Manchester United should be all over this poignant prospect in order to push on next season. Project Resurgence at Manchester United is well underway, and with a few more additions in the summer transfer window, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men will undoubtedly be a force to be reckoned with next season. And on that note, we are finishing up here. Thank you so much, guys, for getting involved with Getting Behind's first ever YouTube upload. We hope you enjoyed our video on the resurgence of Manchester United. And if you did, drop a like, drop a comment, and drop a suggestion in the comment section below about future videos. And if you could take the time of day to drop Getting Behind and follow on Instagram, that is our main news and media website source. We upload daily on that as well. It's all original content, it's football elaborated. It'll be the top link in the description. For now guys, subscribe to Getting Behind, turn that notification bell on so you'll never miss a video.